Hi, this is Yulia Ben for Bio 166 and P2 class, and this is the video for the sheep heart dissection. So first let me do the orientation of the heart. This is the sheep heart in my hands, and this is the anterior or ventral side of the heart. And the way you can tell that this is the anterior or ventral side is because all the major blood vessels right now are facing away from me. They're in the rear of the heart. So this therefore is the right side of the heart, and this is the left side of the heart. So this structures on top of the heart is the auricles, or they're also called atria. So this right here is the right atrium, and this one over here is the left atrium, and they look kind of like little ears. They're also called auricles. Now this artery right over here is the pulmonary trunk, and the branches of it have been cut off from the heart when I already got it. So, but this is the pulmonary trunk, and it exits from the right ventricle. And this large artery right here, it's a very thick-walled artery. Posterior to the pulmonary trunk is the aorta, and the aorta exits from the left ventricle of the heart. So if I put my finger in there, it's going to go into the left ventricle. Now the top portion of the heart is called the base, and it's kind of flat, and this conical shaped bottom portion is called the apex of the heart. So this right here is the longitudinal, or it's also called coronary sulcus, and it separates the right ventricle of the heart from the left ventricle of the heart. And the coronary artery and vein actually run through this sulcus, and if you go to the posterior, you can see how the same coronary artery actually goes into the posterior. There's another sulcus over here, which is called the interventricular sulcus, and because this is the anterior part of the heart, the anterior interventricular artery goes through it. And if I look at the posterior of the heart, there's a coronary sulcus that goes through here, and the circumflex artery runs in it. And in the posterior of the heart, there's also there's the aorta again, you can see it. The superior vena cava is right over here. It's posterior to the aorta, and then it turns into the inferior vena cava, and it actually exits over here close to the coronary sinus, which is located right here. So now go back to the ventral side of the heart. Now I've already started to dissect the heart. So let me first take a look at the right chambers of the heart. So what I did was I cut through the pulmonary trunk, and I also cut through the vena cava over here, and I met these two cuts. And so this opens up the right chamber of the heart. And you can see that this is the right chamber too, because the walls of the heart are so much thinner here. The muscular walls are a lot thinner here than are going to be in the left part of the heart. So this, the very outer layer of the heart is called the epicardium. The next layer, this muscular layer right here, is the myocardium, which is the muscle of the heart. And then the endocardium actually lines the heart. So you can see trabecular carne really good over here, which is this kind of bumpy ridges are the trabecular carne. And because I cut through the pulmonary trunk right here, you can see these flaps of tissue are called the pulmonary semilunar valve. There it is. And then if I look over here on the vena cava side, you can see the tricuspid valve. This is a part of the tricuspid valve right here, and there's the cusps. So these strings right here are called the chorda tendina, and they're held in place by the papillary muscles, and these are the papillary muscles right here. So I actually have cut through the right atria. So this portion here is the right atrium, and this chamber here is the right ventricle. So now we'll go to the left part of the heart, and what I did was I dissected through the left ventricle, through the left atrium and through the left ventricle. I did the longitudinal cut over here. So now, like I mentioned before, you can tell the difference between the right side and the left side because the left myocardium layer is so much more thicker than the right one was. Here's the right one again, and the left one is a lot thicker. So that's how you can tell that you're in the left side. Also, you can see the bicuspid valve right over here, or it's also called the mitral valve or the AV valve, whichever one you prefer. And there's the cusps of it. So again, these are the chorda tendina right over here, the strings, and they're held in place by the papillary muscle, which is located right over there. And again, this is the left atrium, and this is the left ventricle. You can see the trabecular carne really good over here. And also the way to tell that this is the left chamber of the heart is because of this artery right here of the aorta. If I put my finger through the aorta, it should go into the left ventricle, which there's my finger, so it went right into through the left ventricle. And if you look inside the left, if you look through the aorta right there, this flap of tissue right over here is the aortic semilunar valve. This flap of tissue right over there. So let me just go ahead and finish slicing all the way through the heart to meet the two chambers here together. It's kind of pretty hard to do that, but okay. So there's again, you can see now really good. This is the left chamber because the wall is so much thicker, and this is the right chamber or the right ventricle. And this is it for my heart dissection. Thank you.